Welcome to the Nasty Labs podcast, legally the best podcast. We're part of the Tokyo Beat Network, and we're a podcast from Game Studio Chuhai Labs where we talk about games, game dev, Japan, and whatever else comes up. And as always, we're your hosts, Mark and Kinsey. I reversed it. So open yourself up a Chuhai and let's go.
Kinsey Burke, that gets a... Okay, hold on. Guys, she did a great intro. I need you to get down to the comments right now and say, Kinsey, that was your best intro you've ever done. Kinsey, how
10
are
out of
you?
10 Kinseys.
It gets 10 out of 10 Kinseys. How are you today?
I am fantastic. Do you know what I did over the weekend?
I don't know what you did over the weekend in
I did
Osaka.
something very gamey.
Okay.
And I am excited to share it with all of you.
Wow, I actually don't know what this is. Okay. Wait. Go ahead.
I went to the brand new Nintendo store in Umeda that just opened like a month or two ago, and it's been really hard to get into.
Umeda is in Osaka. For those that don't know, that's the third store in Japan. Fifth
Second?
store?
I think
don't know.
it's only the big one that's in Shibuya is the main one. But like I heard,
Okay.
my friend told me who went the weekend that the new Osaka store opened,
Right.
that the line to check out was 2 hours long. To check out, to buy something.
The line to a store
Yeah.
is 2 hours long.
And so I wanted to wait a little bit to go.
Okay.
And I went over the weekend. I still had to get a time ticket.
Timed ticket to buy a product.
So I had to go there,
Yes.
get a ticket. It was for an hour and a half away. And so that was when I could enter the store.
Okay. So you went to the store. Walk me through this. You went to the store, and they were like, "Here's your ticket. You come back in an hour and a half."
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I actually prefer to like waiting in a line for an hour and a half.
Well, yeah.
So like, because then we just like went and got lunch and got coffee.
So
and,
basically,
like,
everyone
hung out.
has like a window, like a 20-minute window to buy shit. Basically.
Right. Well, I think once you're in there, there's no time limit.
Sure.
Because I was in there for probably 45 minutes to an hour.
Right.
Because like there's like way too much to look at, and it's just crowded enough too that you might get like, scooted past something too quickly, and you didn't actually get to look at it because you're getting out of someone's way.
Right.
And then you look back and you're like, no, now there's a sea of people there and I can't get back. No.
Okay, so
I gotta circle back.
let's circle back to the start of this conversation. You went to the Nintendo store in Osaka. What did you buy at the Nintendo store in Osaka, Japan?
I bought a Birdo plushie.
Right, Birdo is her favorite character. Let's not go into it. Continue.
Birdo's my favorite,
Yes.
and now it's my third plushie.
Your third
Birdo.
plushie of Birdo.
Yes, I have
Okay.
3
Oh,
now,
God
and because
damn it.
this one was different.
Right.
So I mean,
Different.
obviously,
Yes.
I got some Animal Crossing pajamas.
Oh, okay. For your husband?
They're for me.
Oh, that'd be cool though. Like,
Although,
wear these.
at first I was like, I don't know if I should get these because they only come in free size.
Free.
And for those of you that don't know, free size is basically the one size fits all of Japan.
Right.
And I am not in that box. But then I realized these were men's free size.
Dude.
And I was like, got it.
Yeah, dude. We need a little more, freedom, as
And-
they say.
So they fit fine and like they're really cute. I actually wore the shirt to the pajamas to work on Monday.
Wow, cool.
That's really cute. And my husband Tony got a Zelda shirt that came in like the old style like Famicom box. It's
Oh,
really
cool.
cute.
Very,
Yeah.
very cool.
And so we just bought like a bunch of random shit. Like I got some Splatoon coasters and
Do they sell
like-
games there too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at, they have a bunch of games, and I was looking at, they sell like different color. You know, when you use your Joy-Con in handheld mode, you put that little plastic thing on the top to make it like a real controller. It just like slides on and it has little button extenders on it. But they had those in a bunch of colors, and I don't know why, I never thought about it, but they had like this really cool display with like different color Joy-Cons with paired with different color little slider things. And I was like, oh, it looks really nice. And you could like buy all the different things in different colors, and like they had all the controllers. And
Oh, are
like,
you talking about the thing so you can press the L and R
Yeah.
buttons?
the
Okay.
little plastic slidey majig
Yeah,
that goes on it?
yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had those in all different colors.
So, for those of us that don't know,
Mm-hmm.
just Nintendo's famous for having like exclusive products at each one of their stores, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
one of them, like each, like the Nintendo Super Nintendo World has like an exclusive product.
Oh yeah.
Did this one have something like?
They had a bunch of just like Nintendo Osaka merch that said Osaka on it.
Okay.
So they had a bunch of that. Everything else, like for the most part, I think it's really similar to. I was recently at the one in Shibuya.
Right.
And I think the merch is really similar,
Sure.
if not exactly the same, with the exception of a few different items.
got
But even if you go to the one in Shibuya, though, when I went on a weekend, I still had to get a time ticket to go in. So
How
packed.
different is I mean, we could make this the whole damn show, but like, how different is like Shibuya to Osaka to New York? Like how
I've never been to the Nintendo New York store,
Okay.
but I've seen a lot of pictures and videos.
That's like
And-
that's the flagship, right? That's the big.
That's big. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that one's like multiple like stories. Like the one in Shibuya and Osaka remind me a lot of just like the size of the Pokemon centers here. Like it's a decent sized store, but it's not huge.
I
And it's
understand.
not like an experience. Like I feel like the Nintendo New York store
Right.
is.
Right.
This is just a store. It's a store.
Right. Okay, that's cool.
But it was still really fun. And what I love about it, the same with the Shibuya one, actually. It's on like basically the nerd floor of this mall.
right.
There's like the Nintendo store, there's the Pokemon Center, there's the Capcom store. The Osaka one also had a One Piece store.
Wow.
And like they had the Capcom Cafe. Like there's just like a bunch of nerd shit on that floor.
Right.
And
that
so
makes
it's
sense.
really fun.
That's cute.
And it's nice because like if you're discouraged by like, oh, I have to wait an hour and a half to get in, like there's plenty of other stuff to do on that floor.
Great. Slam on the brakes. You also did something way cooler. You went to Osaka on Saturday night to do what?
I went to my first punk show in Japan, and I was terrified, and I had so much fun. It was great.
Okay, so I don't think people that listen to our show go to punk shows. Why don't you, they might. Hey, I'm not talking shit. Like, so for those that don't know what a punk show is, what is a punk show?
It's a show where there's punk bands and they play punk music. But I feel like they're normally like just way high energy, and like the first band like definitely like jumped off the stage and like played their instruments in the pit and like did all that kind of stuff. During one band, one guy really wanted to make crowd surfing happen, but there was definitely not enough people for that to work.
Wrong country. Wrong
Wrong,
country.
wrong country.
Yeah.
But it was great. I actually went there because I've been following a band called The Means for a long time, and I saw that they were playing in Osaka, and it just everything lined up, and I decided I would go.
Why were you scared?
I don't know. I think it's just like the only show I've been to in Japan was like a big show. Like we all went and saw the Pixies, and like when I went, I was like, I wonder if I'm gonna be like the only like non-Japanese person there, and I was. And
Right.
So I was just more scared about like the language barrier kind of stuff.
Like,
But I guess-
sorry, you can't buy beer because you don't speak Japanese. Like that? like
Even though I knew like my Japanese is good enough to buy beer.
right.
Like it's
Well,
fine.
You go to,
Everything's
you go to
fine.
convenies every day, and
Yeah.
like it's not like
It was funny though, like we got a beer during the first band, and then like we walked up maybe like midway through their first or second song to like actually walk up to the stage.
Right.
And like the guy was like running all over the place doing his thing. And then he came over to our side of the stage and he like turned and looked at me and was like, ah! Like he did not expect to see like chubby white girl there. He was like, whoa. And it was like really funny.
very strange. Strange.
Yeah. It was great. And they had a beer gotcha machine at this bar,
Right.
which was kind of the best. Number one, same price as buying a beer at the bar.
Okay.
And the only beers they had at the bar were like
Shit.
like Asahi
Right.
and stuff. So same price. And two of the times I used it, I got a craft beer. And one of the times, like we got like it was a Sapporo, but it was like the big bottle,
right.
the huge bottle.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would anybody not use this? Like, granted, I did have one that came down and it like fucking exploded all over the place.
Oh wait. Oh, the beer comes out of the gotcha machine.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
sometimes
How does that
it
work?
comes out and it's wrapped up in duct tape and it has a number on it. And that means you have to take it to the bar because
Right.
you're probably getting a glass bottle.
Right.
But like I had one that came down, I think it was an Orion, and it just like fucking everywhere.
Like when it landed.
Yeah.
Did they give you a free beer? for
Yeah,
that?
they gave me a
Oh,
free beer, but I was just like, ah!
Right. Well, it sounds like a pretty good time. You went to
It
a
was
punk
really
show.
fun. It started at 5:30 though, which I thought was strange.
Welcome to Japan. Having lived in Asia for 12 years now, I can say they start early. They
Is that-
end very early.
Yeah, is that so it ends before last train?
Almost certainly.
Yeah, because I think everything was done by like 11. And somebody, when I was talking to, I was like, oh, yeah, I live in Kyoto. And she's like, if you live in Kyoto, you got to go,
Right.
And I was like, no, it's okay. I have a hotel. Don't worry about it.
Well, sure, you didn't give them that context.
Yeah. But it's just, I don't have that, oh, shit, last train mindset yet.
Sure.
And so they were like, you got to,
Yeah.
she doesn't know.
Yeah. Well, as long as you had a good time.
I had it was great. It was great.
And are you gonna start going to more seemingly random punk shows?
I think I'm going to try to, because I had a really good time at this one.
Did you go to seemingly random punk shows back home, or was it like friends, or like friends of friends, or like a band, or?
It usually, if I knew one person, like one band on the bill,
Sure.
or a friend was going, I
Way
hadn't heard
cheaper
of
in the
any.
States too, right?
Yeah,
Way
yeah.
cheaper in the States.
I mean, this show was, I didn't buy tickets ahead of time, so it was 3,000 yen.
Yeesh.
So like $30, $25 now, I guess. And like that sounds expensive to me for a show like that, like just at like some like shit bar. Normally, they're like $10 in the
Yeah,
States.
of course.
But this one did have like 6 bands, so like that's more than like a $10 show in the U.S. So it's kind of expensive.
You can't compare because it's a different place.
Yeah.
As long as you had a good time. And
Either way, it was great.
then who gives a shit?
And I stayed at the shittiest ex-Love Hotel. That was fun too.
Ex-Love Hotel. Why?
Well, it was funny.
No longer having sex.
It was
like, what do you mean?
It was like in the Love Hotel like district, but it had like, and it looked like it used to be a Love Hotel, like the way it was laid out and
But
everything.
what's the use
But,
to?
like,
They retired from?
I don't know, but then it said like business hotel on the outside. Like it wanted it to be very obvious that it was not a Love Hotel.
Yeah, so it's a love hotel.
So it's
Yeah, it's a love hotel for businessmen. It's where salarymen go to cheat on their wives.
It was just very funny and very cheap and the worst bed I've ever slept on my life. But
Yes.
the experience was worth it.
Do you have photos of this place?
Maybe. I wonder if I took any photos.
I want to see some photos. I want to see
It was shit.
what was beside the bed. Sorry, listeners. This is I'm really enjoying this. What was beside the
it
bed?
was the
What were
smallest
What were the
room.
condiments that they had available?
See,
Ooh.
I think that's why they had to say it wasn't a Love Hotel, because Love Hotels have like everything. They have like
The slops and the.
They have all the things, but they even have like tons of like skincare options that you can check out. Like they have a lot of shit. Not just the like lube and the condoms and shit. They have so many amenities at those hotels. This one, it was very much standard business hotel where it had like a toothbrush and like
Right.
it was just
Okay.
that.
All right.
So it wasn't as exciting, but it was like the smallest room. It had wild 70s wallpaper,
right.
and it had like there was no outlets anywhere near the bed, which is really convenient, like for like charging my phone. But like there was just this weird little like what is it called? Like a vanity. And that was like the only table in the whole room.
It's a
And it
vanity
looked like
sitting
a
there.
vanity, and it was really small and tiny. Like it would be like for like a little kid's room.
Sure.
It was really weird. And that was like that and a mini fridge. That's it. That's the whole room.
Nice.
It was a classy establishment.
It was a good weekend.
was a great weekend.
Yeah. And you got to wake up in Osaka and do some Osaka shit, and then fucking come back and catch the snowstorm of '96.
That's true.
Yeah.
Kyoto is right now in the biggest snowstorm in 15 years. I made that up. I don't know. But there is a lot of snow.
Yes. Yeah. So what are we doing with the show?
And we got a great episode for you today. As always, we'll start with What Up, where we talk about what we're playing. Then we're going to slide right into the main topic, and then the news, and then we'll answer your questions from Discord. So stay tuned. And now it's time for What Up, where we talk about what we're playing. Mark Lentz, what are you playing?
All right. So while we were off camera, we were talking about how I'm not playing anything, but it's only slightly true, Kinsey Burke. So I'm not playing anything. My computer's broken. My Switch is broken. Shut up, guys. But over Christmas, I ordered everyone that works at the company. No, wait.
In the office.
In the office. Yeah, I was being delicate with my words. I got all of us a pirate device to play Nintendo DS games, and we've all been recently, including you, Kinsey Burke, been playing Mario Kart DS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've been playing like 4-player Mario Kart. It's been so fun.
It has been so much fun. I basically it's the reason I got them. Well, one, I like piracy. It's great, and it's because we've been working on some stuff for Krista Golf, some multiplayer-ish stuff that's already been announced, some multiplayer-ish stuff, and I wanted us to just try a little bit something new. We've been playing Fall Guys, we've been playing other games, and I just wanted to try that out. Have you enjoyed playing Nintendo DS?
Yeah. Like, even looking through the games that are on there, I'm like, oh my gosh, I always wanted to play that, or I loved playing that, because I played a lot of, like, DS when it first came out.
Yeah.
And I kind of petered off when it started, like, 3DS and stuff era. So going back has been really, really fun. And I've never played Mario Kart multiplayer on the DS before, because I never had enough people. And, like, I really want us to all try Mario Party DS, because who ever played that with other people?
Literally no one on the planet.
There is one person in each friend group who likes Mario Party,
right?
And there's never multiple. So, like,
it's
so hard to get people to play.
Yeah, it's not a beloved game. I mean,
I love it.
I know you do. You still think that, like, Mario Party 1 is good.
I mean, 2's the best one.
Is it really the best one?
It's only because they wear little outfits to match their board. Like, if you go to the Western one, they're all little cowboys. Come on.
All right. That's pretty cute.
And it's the only one that does that. Why?
So, yeah, we've been playing that and Mario Kart. I've been wrecking fools because I'm near perfect at it. I think I haven't lost a match yet.
We have all been, like, in a row, like first, second, third, fourth kind of thing, and we're all the AI characters are below us. But, like, I'm pretty sure you won every time.
Yes, I did. But, like, it is a great game, and I can't wait for other people to start to get good because I'm convinced it's the best Mario Kart.
Ooh,
I'm convinced for a couple of reasons.
But you haven't played Double Dash.
You're right. I've never played it.
I think Double Dash is the best Mario Kart.
Can't do 8-player. So right away, like, that's already like.
Yeah, you can.
You can do 8-player.
You have to, like, link up a bunch of GameCubes with the network adapter, but you can do it. I think you can do 16 players. Maybe. Okay. I pulled that fact out of my ass, but I know it's like 8. At least. It might be 16 though.
I was just gonna say the reason I think that this one happens to be the best of them is it's not overly complicated.
That's
like,
true.
There's not like it's high skill. I've played the game hundreds of hours, so I will beat people. Like, but I feel like if you and I were to play Mario Kart 8 right now, it's a toss up.
Yeah.
Because I think that game is a lot more rubber bandy and a lot more.
It is.
Yeah, and it's chaos, and I think it's way prettier. But like,
Mario Kart 8's so good though.
But I like knowing the turn radiuses, and I'm a better racer just without any power ups.
Mario Kart 8, I do think it's hard to come back though in Mario Kart 8. Like once you're in the shit, like you're like 4th or 5th place, and like that's where everyone is, and all the items are going off. Like, oh my god, it's like
yeah, no doubt,
it's chaos.
Yeah, I mean, I see good players swinging back no matter what.
Yeah,
but like people like me, middle of the road, nah, it ain't happening. Like once I get blue shelled, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
But no, but I like the courses the most on this one. I think that like
it does have good courses.
They're really simple and yet really pretty and really complicated. Yeah, that's been super fun, and I am a proponent of playing pirated games. I do want to say actually one of the big reasons I'm a huge fan of the game is when I moved to Korea in 2010. I lived in the middle of nowhere, but the first time I went to Seoul, there was a sign on like this subway car I'd get on, and the sign said "Last car, Mario Kart."
What?
So I went to the last car. I didn't have Mario Kart yet. I got it right after that, but I went to the last car, and I saw all these people playing that didn't know each other, and it was like, oh, this is the shit.
That's so cool.
Okay, and I briefly thought this was going to be on every single subway car. It's not. But it was on line 2, the green line, the one that goes all the way around. It's the Yamanote, but times 1,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was there for a little bit. I would say a couple months, and I got to do it maybe twice, to be honest. But that's what got me into it, because being able to hop in a game with 50, not with 50 people, but being able to hop in any game at any point, super cool.
That's so cool. I think the DS did like a lot of things like that just haven't really happened again.
Right.
Like even so, when the DS came out, the Mariners, which is the local like Seattle professional baseball team, was slightly like Nintendo owned a chunk of it.
I think they own like 50% at
Yeah,
that point.
so like you could take your DS to the park, connect to their like Nintendo DS hotspot thing, and you could order your food. You could get like game stats. You could like do so much on your DS. And I feel like there was a lot of things like that with the DS. DS is cool, man.
The DS is really fucking radical. I'm actually playing another game on there. I'm playing Adventure Time. Hey, Ice King, give me back my garbage.
Mm-hmm. It's a good title.
It is a good title.
Rolls right off the tongue.
I used to own that one. I lost all of my DS games. I lost all of them when I got my first pirated cart. I didn't sell them either. I just lost them. I don't know where they went. But no, I'm playing through that, and that's pretty great.
That's awesome.
The DS is Nintendo. Hear me out. Why can't we make a DS, a 4DS?
4D.
It's 4.
Wait,
dude.
how is it going to be 4D?
It's 4 screens.
Is it going to rumble? 4 screens? It's going to spray water in my face, and it's going to
It's
like
not that
wiggle.
kind of 4D. Like it's a new kind.
The
all right?
wind starts blowing.
It ain't that, dude. It doesn't have like fart smell coming out or whatever. I've never been to a 4D movie. It's nothing like that. It's all new D. It's dimensions. Whatever. Fuck off. Hey, Kinsey Burke, what are you playing currently, today, and recently?
So I recently borrowed the Office Steam Deck,
Right.
Because I've never really used a Steam Deck ever, and I really wanted to try it. So I got that from the office, and I've been trying that out a little bit. I downloaded Ghostwire Tokyo,
Okay.
because it's a game I've been meaning to play, and my laptop does not like it. So I couldn't play it there. So it runs great.
Yeah.
And it's one of those that's marked as playable on the Steam Deck, not like the guaranteed to be awesome. Like it's not one of those, whatever that's called. But like, yeah, it's just the playable. And I think it works great.
Oh, great.
And it's like, I'm still getting used to the Steam Deck. Like, I don't love the thumbstick placement yet. I know that's something I'm just going to like get used to, and that'll be fine. But it's really hard to play a first-person game when you're not super comfortable with the thumbstick layout yet.
Right.
So for the most part, I'm like real bad at this game right now.
Got it.
And I haven't backed the difficulty down yet. I'm still like on normal. I haven't put it on easy. But
do you typically do that?
it depends on the game. Okay. I really dislike it when games won't let me change it like mid-game. Like if it's like you can't go back, you got to pick one, then I always pick easy because I'm too afraid that I'm going to get stuck and then be actually stuck.
Right.
Versus if a game lets me change it like whenever, I always start on normal, and then if I have to back it down, I will, but I try not to. It's okay to play on baby mode.
I don't give a shit. This is a video game, dude. Who cares? Like it's no sign of womanhood if you can fucking. Who cares, dude? This is the damn game.
But as far as Ghostwire Tokyo goes, I think I'm liking it so far.
Okay.
Like I'm only on chapter 2, so I'm not super far. But like it's basically, I think I died in a car accident, but then like I wasn't dead, and then this like demon-y guy.
Oh, you're
is
running
in my body.
You're running us through the story right now.
And then like there's no people, but there are some yokai, which I do really like yokai. So the first kombini I walked into, and there's like a Nekomata selling me shit. I'm like, okay, I think I can get down on this.
It's a cat.
It's a cat with 2 tails.
Right. Yeah. So it's a monster first-person, not shooter, but a first-person shooter RPG-ish thing where you level up your thing and you get points.
Essentially, yes.
Yes.
And it's like kind of spooky.
Spooky.
There's like headless like schoolgirl ghosties that are chasing me and stuff.
Right.
Like it's like the aesthetic I think is really cool and it's really pretty.
Okay.
And it at the moment, I don't know if we leave this area, but it just takes place in Shibuya. So it also is like familiar because I've been to Shibuya many times.
Right.
So I do like that about it too. I like games with recognizable maps.
Yeah, you
It's
are
fun.
big on that. Like
Yeah.
you told me that this is an aside here, but you told me that like when you went to Boston, you went and saw shit because Fallout.
Yeah.
That's like you're a goon,
I
dude.
went to like as many Fallout landmarks as I could the first couple times I went to Boston.
Right.
Even today, even though I haven't played Fallout 4 in years, it's not even my favorite Fallout.
Right.
Like each time I go to Boston, I try to put one more on there. Last time I went to Boston, I went to the Old North Church, and I hadn't been there yet. So
Okay. So will you do that with Ghostwire Tokyo taking place in Shibuya, Japan?
maybe it doesn't quite do landmarks in the same way that
Sure.
Fallout games do.
Yeah.
Because, like, in Fallout, like, the railroad is underneath the Old North Church. Like,
it's all
It's
real.
all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's way more real. So this isn't quite like that. But, I mean, I kind of feel that way, like, with Yakuza Like a Dragon. I loved that game, and I loved the map. And I love the map in all the Yakuza games. But specifically Yokohama, which I have never been to. I've never been there.
Right.
And, like, but I've seen, like, comparison pictures from the game to like real life, and I'm like, oh shit, no, that looks a lot like it. I want to go there. And I
Right.
feel like a dragon, I'm gonna start doing my like Fallouty thing, not to the same extent because the landmarks aren't quite the same.
Sure.
But like,
It's not like you could one-to-one
cool.
take a
right?
photo. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I love that shit.
how many Kinseys out of 10 would you give Ghostwire right now?
Right now. So
how many hours deep are you?
4, 3.
Oh, okay.
I'm not super
all right,
far.
All right.
I just started chapter 2,
just.
and chapter 1 was basically the tutorial.
Are you gonna be finishing this game? You think?
I think so. I think part of it depends
Because
on.
Kinsey's not renowned for
not
finishing
great
games.
at finishing games, but like right now, I think it really depends on if I can get used to the Steam Deck. If I can get used to the Steam
Oh.
Deck, I think I will finish it because I like the subject matter so much.
Right.
But as of right now, I'm like not playing at the peak performance.
So okay, all right. Let's talk about the Steam Deck and a
Mm-hmm.
little less of the Ghostwire. Have you tried any other game on there?
No, this is the only
Okay,
game I've
so
tried so
I
far.
feel
So
like-
I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt and not make my opinion based only on playing one game.
Right. Okay. That's what I was getting
So-
at. Because
and
maybe it's
yeah.
not that. Maybe it is the game.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be.
It could be.
Like-
yeah. And so I'll keep playing it. I even tried to do it. Like, do you know those little like touch mousey majigs on them? I don't know what it's called.
The touch mousey majigs.
On the Steam Deck,
You're talking
the
about
little
the
touchpads?
There's a touchpad right below the
control stick,
Control
yeah.
stick. I hate that thing.
I tried to use it and I was like, whoa! It was like I slipped on a
I didn't
banana peel.
I don't understand what that is. It's like a D-pad, but it's a square, and I think that's what it is.
It's like it reminds me a lot of like the touchpad on like a PS4 controller. But
I did not know there was one on a PS4.
yeah, it reminds me of that, but with the operation of a mouse.
Whatever that thing is, I'm not a fan.
I think part of it is that like like the old Steam controller with the touchy things
Never had it.
instead of the control sticks. I think it's just trying to mimic that, but it gives you an option. You can do the touchy touch or you can do the sticks.
Right,
But
right,
they do
right.
kind of the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna play Ghostwire, and you like the Steam Deck, but the thummy thumb is Majig is not in the right location yet.
I got my
And
own
you-
language.
And now it's time for
Now it's time for Play This Shit with our mod, Dan Gorman.
Hello, my name is Dan Gorman, your trusty Chew High Labs mod, and I am back again to tell you to play this shit. Rising Hell from Indonesian game studios Tahoe Games and Toge Productions is a vertical platformer roguelite filled with combo building, beat 'em up, shoot 'em up action, and oozing with retro heavy metal style. If you know me at all, you know I definitely love myself a good roguelite, and when I bought Rising Hell on sale a while back, I did not have a ton of expectations, but this one really outperformed itself, and I've been loving my time with it. I was worried the heavy metal style would be cheesy or off-putting, but it reminds me a bit more of a TurboGrafx or Amiga style super detailed gross heavy metal world as opposed to something sillier. Rising Hell has you double jumping and attacking from enemy to enemy as you move vertically through hellish pits, and it really is quite addictive. The characters offer a range of melee or ranged attacks. There's plenty of run adjustments with weapons and other things to unlock between each run, so there's lots of fun in playing it over and over again. It reminds me a little bit of style of the pinball game that came out recently, Demon's Tilt, in that kind of blow your hair back, overwhelming, exciting gameplay style. Not anything to do with pinball, just in terms of visually. So you can find this one on Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows, even Linux and Mac. And Strictly Limited also has a physical edition for you physical media types out there. So, Rising Hell, Tahoe Games, Toge Productions. This is an underrated little gem. Check it out. My name's Dan Gorman. Play this shit. Play good games. And until next time, see ya.
And now it's time for our weekly topic.
Yay!
And with all the buzz of video game movies, especially the premiere of HBO's The Last of Us,
Yep.
we thought we'd take it the other way.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about games
The most of
based
us.
on TV shows.
Games based on television shows. What is a prime example of what we're talking about, Kizzy Burke?
Like, the Game of Thrones, and then they made a Game of Thrones game.
Oh.
Like that.
Well, how about Home Improvement?
Or Home Improvement. Oh my God, I watched so much Home Improvement as a kid.
Which was your least favorite of the twerps?
The oldest kid.
Is that Brad?
Brad.
Brad,
He was
yeah,
my
dude.
least favorite.
Yeah, sorry, actor that played Brad, but yeah, that guy
Yeah,
sucked.
I wrote a letter to Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
JTT?
And
Yeah.
I had a poster of him on my wall.
Right.
And Mark, the youngest kid on that show, he was kind of a twerp
He
at
wrote
first,
a letter back
but-
to you and was like, "Why didn't you write me,
No.
Kinsey?"
But I liked him because he became that like weird goth kid for a while.
He was weird and goth. He wore like not
And you wanted to make that horror movie? That episode's real good.
oh, goodness, dude, that show's not very good. That show is not good.
No, but I watched it a lot as a kid.
Why did we watch that? Crap?
And I think everyone like our age, like I'm sure their dad, my dad definitely did the like noises and
Right.
shit all the time. And he's like, like Tim Allen,
yeah, no,
Tim
that-
the Toolman Taylor.
The Tool Man, not a
Tim the Tool Man.
Not a good name. So that was an example.
Anyways.
That was an example. That was for the SNES. I rented it, by the way. Not a great game.
Not a great game. But we decided we were going to have
yes.
some rules because when we initially thought of this topic,
Yep.
like there's too many to talk about. So rule number 1, no Disney afternoon.
No
That
Disney
is
afternoon.
that's a topic on its own.
It is because all of those games are perfect.
They're all
of
good.
Them, literally all of them are perfect.
Except for, I'm looking at you bonkers.
Okay, no, hold on. All of the Capcom games are perfect. All of the Capcom games are. Is that a Capcom game? I don't think it
maybe?
is.
I don't
I
remember.
think it's Virgin.
Oh, maybe. There
I
was
don't
all
know.
those too, yeah.
Virgins. No. Okay, so no Disney afternoon.
yeah.
So besides that, we can do whatever we want.
The only other rule
Okay.
is we're going to talk about 3 games each.
3 games each.
One that's perfect.
One is perfect.
One that should have been better because we really like that TV show and why did they do it the way they did.
Yes.
And one that's like our dream game. So of a TV show we love and why it would make a great game and it's not a game already. And mobile cash grab mobile games don't count.
Okay. This sounds yeah. No, it has
Those
to,
are the rules.
No, it has to be like a classical,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a fucking $30, $50 game, a game ass game.
Yeah.
You know, like think the LJN fucking except modern and better. Sort of thing. So why don't we start off with one perfect game? I think that's the easiest that we can
that's the
both get
easiest.
through. Kinsey, do you want to start us off?
Yeah. So it took me a while to think of the one I was actually going to talk about because I'd be like, this one, no, this one, no, this one, no, this one,
Yeah, she does do that.
But I landed on South Park, The Stick of Truth.
Okay. Yeah. So I haven't played it. Is that a console game?
Yeah, Xbox 360, PS3 era.
Right.
And like I watched some South Park, but I was not like a mega South Park fan.
Right.
Like I didn't have Comedy Central for a long time growing up. So once I got it, like there was a lot to catch up on. I watched more like syndicated. Like I didn't watch it.
Just
Yeah.
random episodes. Yeah.
Right. So as this is coming from someone who's not the biggest South Park fan, but it also came out at the perfect time. I'd already like played Skyrim and I was getting really into like RPGs and like fantasy stuff. And this just takes the making fun of it to a different level. You're like the Dragonborn, just like in Skyrim.
Okay.
But you have like fart powers. You can like fart in your hand and like, like, and I think
Classy.
my Me and my husband still do the like, what you do?
Oh, you mean
throw your farts.
it's-
And we
it's
learned it
called a
from this
cupcake.
game. Oh, that has a name?
Give a cupcake.
No,
baby.
it's a Dragonborn.
Cupcake.
Stew raw.
Cupcake. It's
But, like,
disgusting, and
It's just really well done. It makes fun of both.
hold on. We need to talk about this weird like pink eye giving kink you have. No, I'm just kidding.
Just throwing farts.
You
is
just blasting
real
farts in
real
your
funny.
husband's eyeballs, dude. Fucking vile shit.
It's okay if it's a magical power.
It's true. Yeah.
I mean, duh.
All right.
But like it came out at the perfect time to like make fun of Skyrim and Lord of the Rings, still have a lot of like really great like South Park characters and
Yeah.
callbacks, and the game itself is just really fun to play. Like it's pacing, like when you're doing like walking through buildings type stories, or it's turn based.
Yeah.
And it has like the quick time events like Mario RPG, and I don't know. I just feel like the pacing was great. The story was great. It was really funny.
Right.
Like that was one of those games where I'm pretty sure I played it with like a big dumb smile on my face like the whole time. really
correct me
good.
if I'm wrong. So, like, I haven't played this one, and I also haven't played
Fractured Butthole.
Fractured But Whole. I think they're written by the writers. I
Yeah.
mean, like, there's like actual collaboration.
Yeah.
And I think that once we get to the next two games, I think you'll see a pattern, a little trend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, what made this one so good is that
Yeah.
it was that collaboration.
Yeah. So, did you also play Fractured But Whole?
I haven't
Okay.
actually.
Because they both reviewed really well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely something I need to play. I have no reason why I haven't.
Time we all
Time.
like. I've seen every episode of South Park, and I love the show. But I've never played the games because of time. However, I have played the old ones.
The 64,
I
like,
played both Chef's.
Chef's Love Shack.
Yeah, it's fine at best. And I also played the other one, the first person shooter,
There's like the shooter. There's a trivia one, and
the trivia. Yeah.
Is there like a racing game?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've played all of them, and they're not good.
Well, this one turns the tide because it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, hell yeah. So for me, another based on a cartoon, Simpsons Hit and Run.
Classic.
So I am a big Simpsons fan. I'm a big South Park fan. Well, I'm a big cartoon fan. Just like Stick of Truth, was written by the actual writers. It was voice cast by the actual voice actors, so it feels really lived in.
Yeah.
It's basically a GTA clone, and it takes all the ultra violence of GTA, tones it down, and just makes it totally palatable. Where you can be Bart Simpson running around and driving a space shuttle and just mowing people down and having a good time. It's somehow a GTA clone fits The Simpsons better than any other game before it. I've played all of the games before them. I played, started with the arcade game, which is super classic.
Oh, so good.
And I played the NES games, all of them. I can't even think of their names. They're not good.
Yeah, Bart versus the Space Mutants.
Yeah.
I think is what it's called. That one's all right.
It could be good,
Yeah.
except the run button is also the jump button, so you
Ugh.
can't run and jump at the same time, and you have to. It's terrible.
Oof.
Very
Yeah.
poorly designed. The first stage is kind of cute, but then it's not fun after that. Then there's a couple of games like Bart versus Bart's Nightmare. It's almost good. Almost is the key word, but Hit and Run, however, it's the first time where you get to drive around all of Springfield, and it feels like an actual tangible place. It feels like, oh, there's the power plant, there's this, there's that, and it feels absolutely massive. I played it probably 2 months ago for fun. I don't play games, and
it's a good game.
It's a good fucking game. So that one's mine. Why don't we talk about one shit game?
Yeah.
And we shared this one.
Yeah, like it's the first one I thought of. Well, first of all, it's the one I thought of when we thought of this category.
Yes.
Like I was like, okay, we got to talk about this game. But I was like, but it's not the best game.
No.
It's also not the worst, but
Okay.
So
okay. Yeah. It's not the worst, but I want us to set this up a little bit because like it should be the best. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be a 5 out of 10.
I think it's my favorite like cartoon, like adult cartoon show as well.
You love this goddamn thing.
This is
so
my favorite.
yeah, what are we talking?
So we're talking about Futurama.
Yeah.
It came out on the Xbox and PS2, I believe, and like I've actually heard though that someone went and cut all the cutscenes out
Right.
and made it like a lost episode because the story is pretty good.
No,
But
it's fine.
the way it controls, like, okay,
What kind of game is it?
it's
Start with that.
it's a platformer-ish adventure game, and like I remember the last time I went to play it,
Yes.
in the very beginning, after you leave Planet Express, you go under Planet Express and you're in the sewers.
Right.
And you have to platform like over like the toxic like waters. And there's just like suitcases and rocks that are floating in the water, and you have to like jump from each one to each one. And like that level is so frustrating
First level.
because it's horrible 3D platforming. And I don't think I've been that frustrated in a video game like in a very long time. It was almost unplayable.
So it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it
for the
looks
most
great.
part, right? Like it looks very cartoony. The characters, they pop off the screen a little bit because they have the outlines.
Yeah.
Just like the Simpsons Hit and Run. It's super cartoony, and I don't know the right word, where it just projects out a little bit. It just looks really darn good. But the platforming feels like it's early 3D.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like I know exactly where I'm gonna go.
It feels like I'm playing like a B tier like N64 platformer.
Yeah, we were talking about this when we were making the subject, and to me it feels like a not great Banjo-Kazooie clone.
Yeah.
Because it's a collect 'em up or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you just have to get stuff, and that's not how I feel a Futurama game should be.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be going to planets and, like, I don't know, checking shit out a little bit.
Yeah, it'd be
you know?
really cool if like it had a really good story, but I feel like Futurama, they do so many weird and wacky things in the show and go to so many different places that you could have like a section that is platforming,
Sure.
but you could have a section that's a shooter. You could have a section that's this, a section that's this, because
Yeah.
they do so many like zany things. Like it
Yes.
could have been so much better. It's like they saw the success of like The Simpsons Road Rage and Simpsons Hit and Run on the GameCube, and we're like, oh, yes, let's do it. Let's just make a Futurama game. Let's just do it. Cash grab.
Yeah, no, it is that. Like,
Yeah.
it. Whereas the other two, I don't like Road Rage, but it's still closer. It's still
Yeah.
better. It feels like there was a lot of thought put into them, and a lot of especially the writing side. And
Yeah.
whereas this, the best part of the writing is the one-off quotes that happen,
Yeah.
and unfortunately they happen too frequently, and just
Yeah.
not enough variation.
It feels kind of forced because like Futurama is probably the most quoted show in my household.
Well,
And like
I don't think we need a scientist to like get a statistician to figure that out. Like, yeah, you still quote it all the fucking time.
and I can't think of any notable. I'm sure there are some, but off the top of my head I can't think of any notable quotes.
Weren't they quotes from the show?
Some
instead?
of them were. Yeah.
Like they
But
took writing from the show.
They
and just put it in?
tried so hard to make those cool one-liners.
Yeah,
Like silly
like
one-liners
the bite
that-
my shining metal ass, but like
Yeah.
I don't know,
but like times 1,000.
like I
and-
bonked that or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think it was a misfire, and realistically, I'm guessing the development team didn't have enough time. I think it's just-
Probably. It was probably rushed, and like it's just like a known IP that they're like, okay, we gotta ship this because it'll sell. Or I think it might have been kind of late in the Xbox's life cycle as well. So that doesn't help because then
No.
like some people might already be working on 360 games or whatever, So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, with any of these licensed games, almost always it's time.
yep.
And like you look back at any of the early games, and you're like, well, the developer ran out of time for sure.
Yeah.
Like, because it's companies like the defunct LJN that they snap up a license for $50,000, and they're like, all right, we got to turn this into bucks. So like it's hard because we're developers. It's hard to blame
Yeah.
the developer. It's probably just time and money.
Yep.
You know,
But
it's
that said, I would like with maybe with the like re-up of Futurama, because Futurama's coming back, and like maybe we'll get a game. Maybe.
Hey, what's who owns Futurama? Hey,
Fox?
No.
It hasn't been Fox for a
Is it
long time.
Is it Gracie Films? Hey, whoever owns you.
Yeah, because then it was Comedy Central.
No, those are the distribution routes. Look right down the barrel. Hey, Matt Groening and David X. Cohen. We want to talk to you. We're Chew High Labs, and we want to pitch you a game, a Futurama game, and what kind of game is it going to be? And it's going to be it's
a variety game where it has like a little bit of shooting, a little bit of platforming, a little bit of story,
it's a first-person shooter. All right, because you're Bender, and whatever. He can open up his chest and he can shoot guns. All right, whatever.
As one does, yes.
yeah, and like you're Leela. Leela's got an arm.
She has a gun.
She's got a thing on her arm. This thing on my arm.
It's like a Pit Boy.
Yeah, so it's right there. Matt Groening and David X. Cohen, hit me up.
Let's do it.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna reach out to Conan O'Brien. We're gonna reach out to okay, whatever. He didn't write for Futurama. That doesn't work. Moving on to one of our dream games.
Yeah, one that we wish existed. So, do you have a favorite TV show or one that you just think would make an amazing game or game series?
So, I wanted to say Seinfeld, but I immediately remembered that somebody made like a Seinfeld first-person shooter Doom clone.
Really?
And I thought like that was the best you could possibly
Yeah.
do. Like that's so funny and so silly. Also, somebody made a Home Improvement Doom clone, and it's only Tim Allen's face for every single image.
Oh my god!
And every sound effect is. So if you press spacebar, it's if you shoot, it's it's probably the funniest and
Oh my
silliest thing. No, but mine is going to be Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and for those that don't know, that's an FX TV show. It's basically Seinfeld, but like amped up to a million. Every character is the least likable character you've ever met, and every episode is kind of a bottle episode, and any episode of their show could be a game.
Yeah.
Any single episode, and it's such an offensive game or show that it leads into it lends itself really well to any type of game.
Yeah.
I mean, literally any type of game.
Can you imagine? I just thought of this. Like if you are playing It's Always Sunny game and you have a dialogue option.
Yes.
Like how none of them are the right answer, but they're all very funny.
Oh, sure. Like yeah. Like it could be a whole game about science bitches.
Yeah.
And you dumb science bitches couldn't even make my friend more smart.
Yeah.
like there's so many horrible and offensive things that the show lends itself to, and I want it to be about. There's a character on there named Rickety Cricket, and Rickety Cricket starts off in an early season as a priest, and the main characters, over time they whittle him down into nothing. He's got like only one working eye, and like he's not doing well. And I want it to be about Rickety Cricket, that character, and his journey back into the fold, into the church.
Whoa.
Yeah. But obviously he doesn't make it.
He doesn't make
it. No. He gets tricked every.
But there's
single
like
time.
the illusion that you could have made it.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
And you as the player failed him.
Yeah. Either that, or I want it to be
good.
about Frank Reynolds, and
Yeah.
you're it's a first-person shooter, and you're really your point of view is very low to the ground.
Can the like health item, like the wall turkey, be like
Go
cat
on.
food?
Cat food, or rum ham.
Oh, rum ham.
Rum ham.
I made rum ham once.
No, you didn't. Tell me about rum ham.
And we made the mistake, I think. We wanted it to still be alcoholic.
Right.
So we soaked a cooked ham instead of like soaking a raw ham and then cooking it, which is how most people do any sort of alcohol brined things. But we wanted it to still be alcoholic.
That was the point of the
Yeah.
real rum ham.
Yeah.
To get
so
fucked up.
It was an alcoholic ham, and we soaked it and then like heated it back up, but tried not to do it the temperature where we'd lose the alcohol. And like it was basically ham spody, like where you soak like
What is she talking about?
like fruit and like vodka and stuff at like parties in the
Spody?
country. Spodey.
Look at that Spodey. What the hell's Spodey, dude?
It's like that, but ham, and it was absolutely disgusting.
Good.
We had this huge ham, and we all like started taking bites, and then we're like,
so you didn't brine it; you just soaked it in rum, dude.
We got a lot of ham.
And knowing you, it was like the cheapest crap rum you could find. It was like $3 a handle.
It was basically the grossest thing I've ever eaten.
Oh, dude, yeah. So Always Sunny, the game. Glenn and Charlie and the other guy. Hey, we'll make your game. The other guy, I actually know his name. I just can't think about it. Kinsey Burke, what would you make as a dream game right now? Here's $1 million.
So I think I had a really hard time coming up with my answer, but
Okay.
I think I would go with Black Mirror.
Black Mirror, the British television show.
Because like it's all like, anthology where each episode has nothing to do with the next one. But I think that would lend itself really, really well to one of my favorite genres, and that's like the modern day like adventure game, like Indigo Prophecy. Like basically you play a story where there's choices you can make, and you might accidentally kill people off, you might not, but there's a lot of quick time events and stuff like that. I think because Black Mirror does something so like crazy in each episode, it also makes it so it's way easier to like, you don't have to follow a storyline. All of them are different. And you could either pick an episode or do like the writers make basically a new episode for this game. But I was thinking very like, Indigo Prophecy, Heavy Rain style.
Okay, my question. I have to question right away. If it's not the anthology is really cool. If it's not related to any one episode, wouldn't it just be a new game?
Black Mirror and in the style of Black Mirror with the writers from Black Mirror.
Sure. And the twisting style.
Yeah. I think it would still work. And I don't know. I think it'd be really cool because, I don't know. I really like Black Mirror, but some of the episodes are so hard for me to watch.
Right. Of course.
But that's why I think something like, the Heavy Rain adventure kind of style would be so cool for something like that. Even something Telltale-ish would work.
Right.
And I think that'd be really fun.
Well, that's really that's a good idea. Black Mirror, hit us up. Charlie, what's his last name? Charlie. Oh shit. Darn it. I don't remember his name. Shit.
The other show I really wanted to do, but I had no idea what kind of game it would be Over the Garden Wall.
Which I hadn't heard of that cartoon until yesterday.
I really was trying to rack my brain of how I could make like a game that looks like it's, a cozy, wholesome game, but it's like not necessarily.
I hate
dark and like,
I hate cozy games.
I like cozy games.
So, but I like the idea of
one that looks like a cozy game.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at like I'm playing Adventure Time right now, and like it looks like a cozy. It's not. I mean, it's an action game.
Yeah,
and like that could. No, I'm not saying make an action game. I'm like something a little more morbid. I'm guessing. I don't.
A little bit, yeah.
Like I don't know what that show's about. I just know that famed Happy Feet actor Elijah Wood is in it. That's all I know about that. And he was also in a movie called North. That's all I think he was in.
That's definitely.
Oh,
it.
and he was in The Good Son. You ever see The Good Son? That was that Macaulay Culkin piece where he's a sniper and he kills people.
Oh, he was in that TV show where he dressed like a dog.
He was in a dog show.
What's the name of that show?
And that's why we're gonna make Over the Garden Wall. Hit us up, Elijah Douchecoo.
And so in the comments down below, let us know if you could pick any TV show and have a game after it, what would it be?
Yeah, I said Eliza Douchecoo. That's a different actress altogether. I didn't mean that. Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
And now it's time for the news.
Oh shit. Kinsey, before you start the news, what do you think of our new set?
I mean,
we haven't talked about it yet. For listeners, we are either floating in the sky in space or we're under the ocean.
I think it's out of this world.
Sick, dude.
Yeah, right?
Tell us about some news items, Kinsey Burke.
So the first one is kind of close to my heart as a video game collector. This one hurts a
You're a
little
retired collector, more or less.
bit. Retired
Yeah.
collector. I almost said ex video game collector, and I'm like, that's weird. Because I
Oh,
still
my
buy
ex.
them.
My ex.
My ex, you know.
Yeah, it's collecting.
Yeah. But a sealed and graded copy of Pokemon Yellow, which was valued at almost
Sealed.
$10,500, was reportedly ruined by U.S. Customs. An image was tweeted by Night Dive Studios CEO Stephen Keck he says in his tweet that the U.S. Customs broke the acrylic case because when you get something graded, they like seal it in this case that has
Okay.
like the grade and everything, and he can't open it because that's part of it being graded. It's going to stay at that quality, you know. And so he says that they broke the acrylic case, ripped and discarded the like saran wrap that goes over it,
Right.
like the shrink wrap, and sliced off the front of the box.
Sick.
And he tweeted a picture of this, and he said that it was like a friend of his that received it in this like condition. And wow, like I don't know if this. I don't have the whole backstory. Like if somebody bought this,
Bought it.
and then it was delivered to them and it showed up like that, I wonder how much they paid for it, or if they sent it away to be graded and they were just getting it back. Either way, that sucks a lot. And the only reason like we have any sort of value on it is because one Pokemon Yellow that was graded, but graded slightly higher,
Sure.
just sold for $10,500.
Okay. Okay. Question.
Yep.
This is by Games Radar, by the way. Thanks, guys. What? The image was tweeted by Night Dive Studio CEO. Why? What does that have to do with the story?
That's how the internet
Was
found
it
out
his?
that this happened.
Was it his?
It sounds like a friend of his sent him this picture and was like, "Bro, look what happened."
Oh, okay. He has nothing to do with the story. And what is Night Dive Studio? Is that what are they studio? What is it? A game developer?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
They're doing like the System Shock remake, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just hope it. In a way, I kind of hope it was someone who was sending a game off to be graded
US
and not
Customs.
bought it, because that would suck if you just bought it like for $3,000 or whatever if you got a great deal, but like, and then it arrives and it's all fucked. Oh God,
I mean,
they sliced the box up.
How many times have you had something? Oh, you haven't lived overseas long enough, probably. But like, sometimes when you order something, rarely, it's almost always from a personal thing. But
Yeah.
sometimes I'll order something, let's say from eBay, and I'll open up the box, and there'll be a notice in there, a little piece of paper that says,
That's like we went through this.
"We went through this." I've only had it happen twice, maybe. I've had it happen with like the TSA a lot more, but it happens.
Yeah.
So. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do. It just sucks when it's like a high value item.
Like, because I'm thinking about it now. Like, if this had a free pass, that would be a great way to send illicit items.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it'd be a fantastic way to.
Yeah,
Oh, it
just
has
put
a
it in a
pass.
graded
WADA,
box.
It has a WADA
Ooh.
box. All right. You like, come on in. Like, quarter ounce of MDMA or whatever. Like,
yeah.
good business model. Now that I'm thinking of it.
I don't know. It makes me sad. It just kind of sucks. Like, wah, wah.
Wah, wah. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little less sad. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about purchasing an item that was $42 brand new.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
because
comic books are the same way.
but I also don't know how I feel about that. I don't
Yeah.
know, because I don't know how to feel when someone is buying this, not because they really love it, because they're trying to make money in like a couple of years. I don't fucking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, sucks.
But
sucks
it
to
does
be
suck that it's
person.
destroyed, though.
Yeah,
of
it does
course.
suck.
They're like that.
Like, yeah, even if they just like opened everything carefully or whatever, that would have been a little bit better
Yeah, that's
instead of like
bullshit.
destroying it.
That's. I mean, that part is shit.
Yeah.
Like, fuck them for doing that. But also, how are they supposed to check these things?
Yeah, I mean, how much can you see with just like an X-ray or just like some sort of scan? Like, can you
mean,
see enough? I don't know.
No.
Or
That's
if
why
it
you can open
triggers
shit.
something, then you have to. And it has a battery on the inside, which could have triggered something in like X-ray. Who knows? I don't know. But-
Not the battery, but like everything else seems like it does seem. It's a weird one. That's a
Yeah.
weird one. Mailing that internationally is kind of interesting too, because like, who's buying it internationally? I don't know. It is very interesting.
Yeah. And the next bit of news has something for everybody.
Okay, me?
The game no one would play with me and that no one asked for is
What?
finally getting a Switch remaster.
Shit, player.
That's right. It's Dokapon Kingdom. The PS2/Wii cult classic RPG party game is returning with Dokapon Kingdom Connect this year. Do you hear that? This year. We're going to be playing some Dokapon Kingdom.
What is it?
And it appears that the only new feature is online play, which is huge for party games.
Huge.
And if it came out during like the lockdown mid-corona, I would have played the shit out of this game.
She would have. What is
Dokapon Kingdom?
Doki Doki.
Well, I'm glad you
Kingdom
asked.
Pon. Well, yeah. What is Dokapon?
It's basically like a Mario Party-esque game.
Okay.
But it has like RPG elements. So there's like, you can play as like a thief, a mage, a fighter, like that kind of thing. And when you land on a space, there's either like a random encounter or a random battle, or you can land on the space of another player and you can like battle them or rob them, or like, it's great. And every game lasts way too long.
Oh, God.
And so like it's really hard to find anyone to play with. And some of the like things you can do to the other players is like really mean. Like I remember one time I played it and I defeated my friend in a battle, and you can choose what to do. You can like draw on their face, you can change their hair, you can take.
It sounds
their,
like a night out on the town and your friend's fucked up.
You can take their weapon. So I took his sword. And the only way to get one is to have enough money and go all the way back to like the item shop. And so that means every battle he got in on the way to the item shop, he's fucked. And so he's ruined. He is ruined.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what this game even looks like. So start me off a little bit, just so I know. Like you said, it's like Mario Party.
Yeah,
so
it's like a board game, and you like roll at the beginning of each turn to see how many places you go.
So it's an RPG too.
Yes.
So you said, does that mean like I keep my character and I get to come back in 2 stages or whatever the fuck? Like
Yeah.
So you get to keep your character.
Yeah.
Like turn off the console, turn it back on. You have the same character.
Yeah, if you're playing the same game, it's just like Mario Party where you can choose how long of a thing. Like, Mario Party, you can choose like 15 turns or 50 turns.
So, but as soon as like game over, you won. Like,
after that, I don't believe you can keep your character.
Oh, okay.
It's just like per like round.
How long is a match?
I've only finished a match once.
Sick, and that was just with you and your husband Tony,
Yeah.
Not with anyone else. Because
I've played it with many people, and I've never finished a game with them because this game is too long.
Right. Those we would call them ex-friends, right? Like they're not talking with Kinsey anymore. Like I can't believe she put me through Dokapon Kingdom.
One time I had this girls' day where like a bunch of my friends came over and we were all like gamers.
Right.
And I was like, let's do a girls' party like game night kind of thing. And I had Dokapon Kingdom running when everyone got there.
Right.
And a few people picked up the controller and were like, I don't want to play this.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
You kept them as friends because they were smart enough to realize like this will ruin our friendship. This is so boring. This
It's
is like professionally boring.
The most random game I feel like to get like a remaster, but I'm here for it.
You are, and maybe how long are we talking in a single match for real though? An hour? Is it more than an hour?
I think there is like an express option, but even that is like at least 2 hours.
All right. All right. Well, it's coming to the Nintendo Switch. Is it visually remastered and whatnot?
I would hope so.
Okay.
But it looks like all it says is that they added online play.
I got it. Well,
So now at least it'll be easier for me to find someone to play with.
yeah, like one person, right?
Yeah.
Like someone on Reddit. This like, God damn it!
And they're gonna take my sword.
Yeah, dude.
I would hate to play this game with randos.
So it's competitive.
Yeah.
RPG.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm here for you for it.
You heard it here first.
No, wait, no. I'm supportive of your weird adventure. I might not play it with you.
And now it's time for Call Me Up, where we answer your questions from Discord. If you ever want to ask us a question, head on over to the Chew High Labs Discord. Scroll
down. Scroll down
to the Call Me Up section and ask your question there.
Before I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move it so you have to like scroll up. All right. My favorite part of that intro that we've been doing for over, is it 2 years now?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, like, is that you always say scroll down.
My laptop screen's really small. I have to scroll down.
Okay, so we got one question this time, and so yeah, scroll down and give us some questions. We got one question, and it's for you, Kinsey Burke. Question. This is from user Cupcake. Great name. I like that name, Cupcake. Question. I hear that Japan apartments are tight on space. What consoles did you decide to keep in Japan, either brought with you or brought there? I feel like I'm swimming in consoles sometimes. So Cupcake likes video games and has a bunch of plastic. Kinsey Burke, what did you keep?
And I also had a bunch of plastic in Seattle, and I had like several console doubles, especially of retro systems. And what did I bring? I brought
a question before set us up. How much bigger is your current house than your last house?
That's true. I know Japan has like the reputation of like the tiny apartment, like tiny studio apartment. But I actually kind of went the other way moving here, just because like in Seattle, I had like a small 1-bedroom apartment. So my game room like was my living room.
Sure.
But like rents are a lot cheaper here.
You went from one of the most expensive cities in the world to not.
Yeah. And so we have like a 3-bedroom house. And it's great. So my office is also where I'm keeping all of my games. But I didn't know that when I packed all my shit up. So
yeah, it's also a bitch to move everything.
Yeah.
So that was a big reason to sell.
So I sold pretty much everything. But what I brought was I brought all my mini consoles because at least all of those have like a ton of games. I don't have to bring all the games. They're easy. And I also brought any like current I brought my Switch, PS4, and Xbox Series. And then I brought my Spice GameCube.
Space.
Because it's beautiful and because it's modded, so it'll play. It's like region free now.
Oh, okay.
So I brought that. We brought the Super NT.
Spice is the orange thing?
It's the orange one. Orange GameCube.
Why is it called Spice?
It's funny because like in the US it's called Spice because the GameCube never came out there, but the controller did.
Yes.
And the controller was called Spice. Like
I think this is Dune related.
Like pumpkin spice.
No, I know it's not that. No, it's not that. I think it's Dune. Continue.
So I brought my Spice GameCube. I brought a analog Super NT.
Okay.
Because it plays both Super Nintendo and Super Famicom.
Yeah.
I believe my husband brought his modded top loader NES that plays RGB stuff. I think he brought that. He brought all the stuff he like modded and is like really nice now. Right. He brought all of that. But for the most part, I was like, well, I can get a 64 there. And because 64s are all, like, consoles are big and they add up after a while.
Yeah.
So I think that's all the consoles I brought. I think everything else I bought here, because now I have a PlayStation 2, and N64 that I bought here.
Sheesh Lameesh. Wow, that's professional.
Yeah. So I brought all the stuff I was either like currently playing, so modern consoles, or like the nicer things like the Super NT.
Right.
And so
do you guys have a I've been to her house, but I'm gonna ask. Do you guys have like a game room? Like a it's not set up right, a game room, right? Yeah?
No, not really, because like the way we've organized our rooms is we have like bedroom, his office, my office.
You guys separate your collections?
So they weren't separated in Seattle because we only had one room,
right. Right.
But now they are separated. So he has his little game room. His office has like this like really scary loft in it. And so all of his games are up there. And then mine are all in bookshelves in my office.
Got it. Okay.
So we don't really have a game room, but we also have nowhere near the volume of stuff. Mm-hmm. So if we had that kind of volume, I think we probably would take one of the rooms and make it a game room.
You have a living room. It should be the game room.
That's the living room for my couches.
What's the difference?
I think it's because as someone who always had their game room as their main living room,
yes.
I kind of didn't love that. Because
but you guys had like a bajillion million
like,
fucking...
I didn't have like a nice like calming place to like
Oh,
watch
lounge
TV.
about
There's
room?
always like shit everywhere, you know. Or like we order a pizza and the pizza guy's like, "Damn, look at all these video games."
Oh, like
you know?
like how he's like trying to figure out how to break into your
Yeah.
house later.
So I kind of like it being separate from like the main living
Sure,
area.
yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm gonna answer the question too.
Yeah. What did you bring
I
any
did.
consoles here?
I did. I brought one console and about 25 games. I brought my Super Nintendo, which I
Nice.
have many nostalgias for. It's one of the Nintendos that was made with the strange plastic.
Eternal Yellow.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
love the way it looks.
Yeah.
I love that the bottom is fine. The top is completely yellow. It's like one piece of plastic is
Yeah.
off. You know, I love that. And I looked at how you can fix it and how easy it is. And I
Yeah,
will
you can
never-
retrobrite it.
I will never do that.
Yeah.
It stays the way it's supposed to. And I brought, you know, like, I don't know, 50 Super Nintendo games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a collector. I wanted to be years ago, and then I realized I have too many hobbies as it is.
Yeah.
Let's just let's leave that to the people that are really into that shit. So I've got my sealed Earthbounds and
That's so cool though.
a couple of games, you know,
Yeah.
like, but not many. Like, and I also have a Dreamcast.
That's awesome.
I like Dreamcast. It's
Mm-hmm.
very good.
Dreamcast is very good.
Yeah. Will you? I want to keep going down this rabbit hole a little bit. Will you? Do you foresee that you're gonna have arcade games? Because you had a few back home.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a Neo Geo and I had a Dig Dug cabinet and Tony had an Arkanoid and a Nintendo
Quit showing
Play
off.
Trace
I'm just
10.
asking if you're gonna.
And like,
goddamn-
so we had a decent amount. He did bring his like one slot Neo Geo board that I got him a thing that he can hook that up to like a regular TV.
Oh, sure.
So we can play Neo Geo carts that way. Our house doesn't have a great spot for an arcade game, and like, but we've thought about it. Like when we were originally looking for places, like do you know those like style of Japanese houses where like they have the front door, but then there's like a big like Genkan area that's like concrete before it actually steps up into the house, like where you can put like a car basically, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
pretty
of
big.
course.
So we were looking at a place like that at first and have all the arcade machines in that lower area. And that would be really cool.
And then they would be eaten to bits by mold.
Yeah.
Just molded to fucking bits. Because there's a lot of moisture in this country.
That's true.
However, I want you to get arcade games.
I think it'd be cool. And like, he owned a few candy cabs in the U.S. and I think is like itching to get one here. I mean, this is like the land of candy cabs.
what is
So
a candy
candy
cab?
cabs is the arcade style in Japan. Like, you know the like white plastic sit down ones.
The City Ace or whatever the shit. The
Blast
Sega.
City? Yeah, like the
Yeah.
Blast City and the
Astro City. That's the one.
Astro
Yeah,
City.
that's the one I was thinking. Yeah, the
Blast
Sega
City and
that's
Astro City.
really tall, but it's like short.
Yeah.
and it's got a bench and shit.
Yeah.
no, those things are cool as fuck,
Yeah,
man.
so we had a few of those, and they have very specific kind of like these little stools.
yeah.
I mean, you can use fucking whatever stool you want, obviously, but they have specific ones.
Oh.
And Tony's like on the lookout
for a stool,
for a Astro
hot
City
stool.
stool.
You want some hot
Astro City stool.
hot stool. Yeah, I would look forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, we have a shitload of games here at the studio.
Yeah.
I like our studio sort of has become a collector's haven for like a bunch of us have
Yeah.
just kind of left our games here.
Yeah.
Like I have other consoles that I bought that I've since been like, you know what? I'm going to relinquish these.
Yeah.
Because it would be harder to sell them than to just leave them here at the office. But yeah, we've got like, you know, every fucking console here at the studio.
The Kirsta golf team upstairs recently got DJ Hero. In
Oh,
the
right.
office.
Yeah, yeah.
They've been playing some DJ Hero.
Man, it's weird. We buy games for each other to play one time at the studio. That's kind of a thing we do here. Sort of the Mario Kart thing we talked
Yeah.
about earlier is kind of the same thing. But yeah, that was a great question, Cupcake.
Yeah, thank you.
I really like your name, Cupcake.
a good name.
Yeah. Ask more. Scroll down right now. Do it. Go to Discord. Booyah.
Ask us questions. And that's all the time we have for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Carve Snowboarding is out right now on Oculus Quest, and Halloween Forever is out right now on the Nintendo eShop, and you can buy Curse to Golf on all the things.
All the damn things. Kinsey, where can people find you, Kinsey Michelle Burke, on Feedfinder?
You can find me on the internet, except there.
Yep.
At Kinzilla, Knzilla. And Mark Lentz, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at TheHenryDemos. Kinsey, I wanted to let you know that I'm very grateful you're my co-host, and I like you. And that's it. This
Yay!
yeah.
Dream team!
We don't ever like take a moment to be like, yeah, this is pretty cool.
This is pretty cool. And thank you to all of you
hell
for
yeah.
listening, because without you, we wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, I mean, really. So you got any more as always?
As always, you can follow Chew High Labs on all the things. And big thanks to Tokyo Beat. Thank you to you. You are legally the best. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.
Is olive oil just grape wine? Or olive wine?